She is a selfish woman who only cares about her position as an MP, not those vulnerable working class girls. We all know why she did not call an inquiry, don't we? She is a dishonour to all the victims of these horrific crimes.
And hello everybody, welcome back to Tousi TV. Now earlier this week, of course, Jess Phillips did admit that there was a grooming gang cover-up, which again, we all knew is one of the biggest cover-ups, of course, in British history, and it's downright disgusting. And following this, of course, there has been various clips of different MPs, of course, going in on her. But I also want to take a little look at a bit of a debate where an audience member goes ham on her and the Labour MPs that have been involved with all of this. We've got quite a lot of footage for you to go through and react to, but the first thing I want to say is that Jess Phillips admitted that there was a rape gang cover-up. However, there is no national inquiry. It doesn't make sense at all, does it? As always, guys, please do hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and let's get into some footage. The first one I want to show you is Jess Phillips, of course, admitting that there was a cover-up in itself. Have a watch of this.
I know exactly the issue of the cover-up, as does everybody already, because of the many local inquiries that have told us that this happened, and the national inquiry that has told us that there were cover-ups. What we must focus on is making sure, like happened in Telford, that there is a local process of accountability that actually changes things on the ground, and that is what I will do. I have been trying to change the issue of this on the ground for all of my life, since the very first time I ever met a girl who had been ignored. I will continue to do that and do what is right for the victims.
I seriously can't get my head around it. I really can't get my head around why they don't want to do a national inquiry, despite her admitting that. And other MPs are also unanimous with that. Apart from the Labour Party, of course. This is Lee Anderson going in on Jess Phillips. Have a watch.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thousands of young, white, British working class girls have been raped, tortured and abused by Pakistani grooming gangs, and yet this minister here refuses to support a full national public inquiry. And what I want to know is, Mr. Speaker, is she part of the cover-up?
It really doesn't. It doesn't deserve a response, and I actually quite like the honourable gentleman. I have spent my entire career helping. I wonder how many victims he has sat and held hands with in court of grooming gangs. How many he's gone round to their house in the morning to get them out of bed, to get them into a courtroom. There is absolutely no way that I would be part of any cover-up. I will do everything I can under a Home Secretary who will do everything she can to make sure that those who are responsible are held accountable.
It's always about Jess, isn't it? It's always about Jess. She's done so much. She's done everything. She's dedicated her whole life to it. I see through it, and I think the British public certainly see through her BS. Now, the next clip I want to go to is a young audience member, of course, in a live show, go ham on Jess Phillips, and of course the Labour MPs responsible for this cover-up. Have a watch of this.
So,
Okay.
Okay, there you go.
We are listening to a man who accepted £500,000 from a Chinese spy. You were very wrong on this, Barry Gardner. Jess Phillips is the biggest hypocrite in the world. She said in her winning speech that she was doing this for women, but in reality, she does nothing. She is a selfish woman who only cares about her position as an MP, not those vulnerable working class girls. We all know why she did not call an inquiry, don't we? She is a dishonour to all the victims of these horrific crimes.
Okay. All right, so there you go. That's one point. Barry, there's obviously a lot for you to come back to there. And again, I will just stress we are of course very live here. So it's,
we are very live,
yes.
and you're a young man, and therefore I won't take it personally. But you should be aware that I've already sued somebody for saying what you said at the beginning and won. I won't do that to you, but get your facts right, okay? They were wrong.
Okay.
So that's the first thing. The second thing is that when you then went on to introduce Jess Phillips, you actually didn't ask a question. So there's nothing to answer. You've had your say, you've been able to parade your view, but it wasn't a question.
Okay. Okay.
Do you agree with Trevor Phillips, for one, who said that perhaps Jess Phillips and the Labour Party find this very difficult because of the demographics of those involved in the grooming gang? So you think he was talking rubbish on that?
I didn't hear what Trevor Phillips said, but so I don't know
Well, he
whether he was
said
talking.
that,
Well,
basically.
yeah, I disagree. Look, the point is, let's focus on what's important here.
Okay.
What is happening? And what is happening is that the recommendations that Baroness Casey made, the 20 recommendations, which the Conservatives ignored for 3 years, are now being implemented by this government. We've put funding in to ensure that proper local inquiries happen.
That is the Labour Party line on this. I know a lot of people.
It also happens to be the truth.
Well, nothing seems to be happening.
It's not to do with
No, that's
grooming
not true.
gangs.
An inquiry is currently underway and the audit is being carried out.
I wonder how all the victims feel about the progress and the speed and the focus and the deployment of all the taxpayer money into
and
this.
another definition of Islamophobia needing to be discussed.
After the years of waiting under the Conservatives, I imagine they're very pleased that something is now happening.
Unquestionably, the Conservatives could and should have done a lot more. Yeah, all right, well, there we go. I mean, when it comes back to the issue of whether or not Jess Phillips' job is still tenable on this, just to round us off on this section,
Can I just say, I think that it is about perception, and I think that that's where she's failing and where she, I think, is unlikely to keep her job. Because, again, for the safeguarding minister, you'd go out of your way. If you have the demographic she has in her constituency, again, you would want to head off any perception that you were in any way, showing any fear or favour, wouldn't you? You would be smart enough to do that. So I think she's actually losing on the sort of intelligence, the optics of it all. I don't think she can probably...
I think you feel as though maybe her race has been run, do you, in this? Or?
She doesn't seem to be focused enough on what needs to be done, more about her and what Elon Musk perceives about her and her own safety, as opposed to the safety of all the victims.
OK, and Emily, would you...
She likes talking to celebrities and things, people like Emily Attack, about, misogyny and, in society and all of these themes. But when it comes down to it, I think that she has abandoned these victims, and I think it's disgraceful, and I probably think that she should...
But Barry,
Jess Phillips spent all her life before she came into Parliament working with women's refuges and saving women who were in abusive and violent relationships. She has done more for women in this country than most people in Parliament, and I have huge respect for her.
All right.
I think he's absolutely correct, the young audience member there. I do find it really, really weird and really, really frustrating when you have Jess Phillips actually admit this now, and then, of course, still reject a full national inquiry. It's an absolute disgrace. That's all I can say. I'm absolutely speechless with regard to it. But guys, I've had my say. What are your thoughts on all of this? Do let me know down there in the comment section below. And don't forget to hit the like button and the subscribe button for more content just like this. We are the media.